and we all make our way down together. And we're in this group of folk, me and Holly, who we've never met before, some of whom we've never seen before. And there's an air of excitement as we make our way down the stairwell into the normally dark and miserable courtyard. And there it is. Santa is walking towards a gargantuan Christmas tree, bigger than even the civic centres, and it's being winched up by elves. There's elves. And then there's a massive blast of fire from a pan on top of a stove, and there's elves cooking. And then there's elves walking past us with presents, brightly coloured parcels heading towards the tree. And then there's a line of reindeer. A massive line of reindeer being led by elves, breathing out fog, walking around and around amongst the people. And then snow. And the enormous tree is slotted into place, and a ladder is attached to its side that leads up to a throne. It's decorated in brown and gold tinsel. And Santa makes his way slowly up the ladder. And he's quite a big fella. And then he takes his place in the chair, and he looks down over the feast below him. The parents are tucking into the magnificent smelling food, sausages wrapped in bacon in rolls, cakes and sponges bursting with chocolate syrup. There's seasoned sprouts, yeah. And then huge turkeys being carved onto plates for everyone. Meanwhile, the kids are tearing into the presents, ripping the silvery red and blue wrapping paper to reveal the presents that Santa has brought. Impossibly expensive toys. I just knew out that year. Santa goes, takes a huge scroll. Earlier this week, in a town department store, I played Father Christmas in this same hat and shawl. This long white beard I grew just for the season, with the love of this town and its children the reason. But love can be tested and occasionally break. As children turn cruel with the fun they can make, my anger had flared a few times in my station, which was par for the course in my chosen vocation. But this one time, in a vengeful attack, a kid had tugged hard on my old green cloth sack and torn open a hole, ending its life at long last, and the love sewn in by my wife before she passed. My rage bubbled over as others waited to come in, and impatient parents began causing a din. Without being summoned, two were pushed through the door by a weary young mum driven mad by the store. In that moment, my rage had boiled to a peak as I spun and snarled and yelled out at their cheek. The look in their eyes has haunted me since. But the tears, and the fear, and the hope draining hence. I knew who they were, but they didn't know me. The sweetest of children, Ivan and Nora. With the magic of Christmas evaporating into the night, I came up with a way to make all things right. Now, I don't really have much to call my own, with a basic state pension and an unsellable home. But there was not much to speak of under their tree in the Lassiter home of flat number 3. With everyone's home facing everyone else's, it was easy to watch them from up on the terraces. So when the streets were all empty below, I dashed over rooftops through the silent snow. I snuck to the mall and took it to task, hidden safe in black pajamas and mask. With security codes I'd stolen hence, I waltzed straight through the security fence, all the way into my Christmas grotto, where the credit card details were stored on the BBC Micro. Everyone who had visited me was stored on disk, their payment details, names and address. So I went down the list, and I checked it twice. And I decided which of those children had been naughty or nice, like the real Santa did many centuries ago in a tiny village lost in the snow. I took the names of the children that were bad, and I punished their families by stealing what they had. I robbed all their houses and gave it to others, the sweetest of children with nice fathers and mothers. I paid for this night with their credit cards. And although bankrupting them may seem rather hard, it's the rest of the year that concerns me now, as those same rotten folk run amongst in our town. Maybe this will take some of the wind from their sail and make them think twice as I head off to jail. My home has been sold at a much reduced price. So to you, a Merry Christmas, and to all, a good night.